Warning, the following video has painted depictions of blood, gore, other things like that, so if that makes you uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to click off, okay? Thanks. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me again. Today is another speed paint. It's an oil painting over an old acrylic painting that I did way back in high school. I think I was trying to do like kaleidoscope eyes or something like that, but anyways, today's like a basic topic of discussion is I want to go over art niches and what I might think my art niche is. And I say might think because I'm not sure if I have a niche. If you have been following me for a while or you follow me on other websites, you know that I paint and I draw all kinds of different things. Like, I love to draw flowers and nature and animals, but I also like to draw characters and stylized art sometimes, but most of my art is kind of gross and really scary and not really something that people enjoy on a daily basis. And I think that's what I want to talk about most today, is where I think I'm honing in my specific niche when it comes to art. So I'm just going to give a little bit of background on why I draw what I draw or why I paint what I paint. Because a lot of it is kind of disturbing to people. It's not really something that, you go into an art gallery and you think, oh, I'm going to take that home and hang it in my living room. Now, me personally, I'm not going to paint something that I don't think is aesthetically pleasing. So everything that I paint is probably because I looked at it and I said, that's an interesting image to look at. I would like to replicate that in my art. I'm also a gigantic fan of horror movies, creepy content, creepypastas, analog horror, that kind of thing. So a lot of my influences artistically come from that. I also paint my dreams sometimes, and I have nightmares more often than not. So sometimes it is just nightmares that I have that I would like to paint to get it out of the way. But I'm also a gigantic fan of taking inspiration from cinematography from movies. So I really enjoy studying Guillermo del Toro's work, or Ty West, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Ari Aster. So anyways, getting back on the topic of having a niche as an artist, when you go on YouTube, at least for me, might be a personal experience because of my algorithm, but whenever I go on YouTube and I consume artist content, I associate it with a certain aesthetic. And it's not really an aesthetic that I don't dislike it, obviously, because I consume the content, but there's not a lot of artists on YouTube making the kind of art that I make, as far as I can tell. Like, there are artists like Lavender Town that make kind of creepy looking art sometimes, and I know a couple other artists that will have the creepypastas going in the background while they draw them, and that's really cool content to me. But it's literally, as far as I can see, only like 4 or 5 channels that are doing, creepy, scary, unnerving, intense, gross art. And I think that's part of the reason why I was so discouraged in the beginning to make my niche what it is. And because I was afraid that it is in such a certain way that people would not want to consume my content because of the art I make. And I thought people wouldn't want to consume that content because I didn't see a ton of other people making that kind of content. But the more I draw, the more I paint, the more I get into the more I get down to what I like to draw and paint, the less ashamed of it I feel. And I'm starting to realize that the only way that I'm going to be able to get where I want to get as far as my art career goes is by really embracing my niche. And I was also afraid of embracing a niche in the sense that I was afraid to force myself to, well, hypothetically, force myself to draw the same general subject matter in the same general style forever, or else I wasn't going to be successful, right? But also having an art niche is the best way to form a community around something that everybody agrees generally that they enjoy, right? Which is your recognizable art style and subject matter that they all enjoy looking at. And that's what was really holding me back, I think, in my art career, was not understanding that there could be a community of people out there that would enjoy seeing my art and my art processes, my tutorials, my opinions on things, my reviews, anything like that. So having an art niche, or, using that advice of having an art niche is helpful. It's helping you build a community around things that you like. I've gone through so many different styles and medias and subject matters to get to the point where I feel comfortable painting when I paint, and I like almost everything that I make. And it took me so many years, one of the first things I ever drew when I was younger, from the ages of I would say 10 to 14, I was strictly drawing anime style things, right? And then after that, I started branching out into semi-realism, and then I started going to school for art, and then I went into realism, and then I got into painting, and then I got into digital art, that kind of thing. So it took a lot of trying and failing, or not necessarily failing, but trying something and saying, I don't think I really like drawing this, or I don't really like the style that I'm using. So I guess basically in summation, yes, having an art niche is good advice. No, it's not trapping you in a box. Yes, it will take you a long time to figure out what your niche is. And even if you think that your style doesn't cater to the masses, that you should still be proud of it, and you should still post it and do what you can with it, because it's still your art. And you never know. Apparently, there could be someone out there that is just itching to see your art. And that's part of the reason why I started trying to post regularly on here, because I realized that even though I thought that no one would want to see my art, that there are people out there that would enjoy it, and that I shouldn't give up trying to do what I want to do just because there aren't a ton of other people doing what I'm doing. So I hope that makes sense, at least a little bit. I have so many ideas for this channel and where I want to take it, what I want to do with it, and I'm really so excited to get everything out there.
Got a fucking pair.
So now I just want to say that she's all finished up. This is how she looks. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to me ramble on about a bunch of nonsense. I have a TikTok and Instagram and some other videos that you can check out if you'd like. And I will definitely see you guys next time.